Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on Saturday. It is the 1st of October 2022. Going to look at the stakes races on the program from Belmont the Big A, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the stakes action, races 7 through 10. The 7th race from Aqueduct, it is the Woodward Stakes. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse of $500,000. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 5 horses taking a stroll around the Aqueduct main track, which is 1,800 meters in circumference, or a mile and 1/8 on the Aqueduct main track. 1,800 meters, 1 mile and 1/8 here in the Woodward. And in the last 3 seasons now, the Woodward's been run at Saratoga, at Belmont last year, and now at Aqueduct. I find it quite cool, and it's a race very rich in history. Also, I like that they're going to be running the final prep race for the Breeders' Cup in October around a kind of a 2-turn normal kind of circumference, not the 1-turn mile and 1/8 or that weird mile and a quarter that they run at Belmont for the Jockey Club years ago. So I kind of like it. With that being said, I think Life is Good is your likeliest winner. I'll go 1, 3, 4, 5 in the superfecta. We'll have to play like a $3 superfecta here to make any money, but 1, 3, 4, 5 super. Top selection is the 1-horse Life is Good. 4-year-old Copa Into the Mischief. Top Fletcher trains. Irad Jr. gets the mount. 1 to 9 here. His most recent outing came in the Whitney at Saratoga on a sloppier side of good, shall I say. Mile and 1/8 main track, 6th of August. And the horse won by 2 lengths, and he basically won out on the front end, quicking up nicely, and he kept going. Weird moves by Irad in the lane, but he was much in front. A very good race second off the bench. 2 back in the John Nehru at Belmont, 7 furlong 2nd of July. He won by 5, and again, 3 other rivals, earning a 112 buyer. He took off clear. He's proven 1-turn mile is probably his best trip. Mile and 1/8 is going to be good too. Big question will be next time out, 1.25 miles, because he didn't handle the 1.25 miles in Maidan. A 1.25 miles in the Dubai World Cup, where he finished 4th by 2.5 lengths. He set the pace. He just kind of, that final furlong really got to him. He just kind of hit the wall, but he ran his heart out there. And then the Pegasus World Cup, his coming out party, winning by 3.25 lengths that day. Basically, out of the gate, he won it. He quickened up nicely and kept going. 110 buyer, his triple digit buyers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them in a row. He's not near that 126 that Flightline ran a few weeks ago, but he's still a very consistent horse. He's training well on the main track at Saratoga. At 1 to 9, we'll use him. A small upset could be Thomas Shelby for David Jacobson and Dylan Davis, but he'll have to run probably the race of his life. I like his win at Monmouth last time out, but he's a horse. He'll definitely get the trip, and he has some forwardly pace. But he'll have to really run a good race. He's your kind of the kind of horse you just put $2 on him, see what kind of odds you get at post time. If he wins, he wins. Life is Good is your very likeliest winner. But to recount my selection for the 7 from Aqueduct, it is the Grade 1 $500,000 Woodward. Let's take the 1-horse Life is Good. 1, 3, 4, 5, and that's superfecta. To the 8th race from Belmont at the Big A. It is the Miss Grillo Stakes. It's a Grade 2 event going for a purse of $200,000. Races for 2-year-old fillies. We have a field of 6 horses heading on probably a very waterlogged turf course, I think. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or a mile 1/16 on the Aqueduct main inner turf course. 1,700 meters, 1 mile 1/16. The rails are out on the inner turf course at 9 feet. My top selection here, I'm going to take the 2-horse Free Look. 2, 3, 6, 4 for me in the superfecta. 2, 3, 6, 4 super. Top selection of 2-horse Free Look. This 2-year-old filly by Tappet. Chad Brown trains. Flavian Pratt gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 4th of September at Saratoga. Mile 16th inner turf course in the main special weight. Winning by 2.5 lengths that day. He sat back early after not the best beginnings. A little bit wide, but when he quickened up, he got the job done. A very good race. Coming here to downstate to the stakes quality and winners for the first time shouldn't be a problem. I think he's on the up and up to get a good race. The debut came in late July on the 31st at Saratoga, mile 16th inner and main special way, and the horse finished 3rd by 3 3/4 lengths there. Had a very wide poster, 10 of 10. He wanted to go. Flavian didn't want to let him go. He just never really did running until very late in the race. It just wasn't the day to win. But since the last race, the workout pounds have been very nicely done. I would like them to sit a little bit closer closer, especially if the turf course is wet. I like him a lot. The 3-horse Pleasant Passage I'm going to use on the ticket. Two-year-old feeling bit more than ready. Most recently at Saratoga in August in a mile 16th main special weight, the horse won by a neck coming from mid-pack. I thought the horse really won quite nicely. Since the last race, he's been training well on the inner turf course at Belmont. Now, keep in mind, they are having turf works at Belmont, but basically, at the most, I think it's like half-mile drills because on the where the 6 furlong pole on the backstretch is for like about a half a furlong or a furlong, there's basically a big giant trench that they're building the tunnel in. So they're letting horses on the track, but there's and there's barriers so they don't of course fall in, but they're allowing some workouts. So that's why the horse has some Belmont workouts: 3 furlongs in 35 and 4, and a 3 furlong workout in 35 and 3. Very fast workouts, probably because they can't water the turf courses like they normally do in the fall. But coming here today at 8-1, I'm going to use this horse. But to recount my selection for the 8th from Belmont, the Big 8, it's the Miss Grillo. Let's take the 2-horse free look. Give kudos to the 3-horse Pleasant Passage, 2-3-6-4 Super, 2-3 in your multi-race. Now this 9th race from Aqueduct's a very good one. It's the Belmont Turf Sprint. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse $200,000, raised for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here of 13 horses entered, the 13 horses in MTO. So 12 will go to the outer turf course, formerly known as the inner dirt course, the distance of ground of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the main track. 1,200 meters, 6 furlongs here in the Belmont Turf Sprint. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 11 horse here, who is Chewing Gum. 11-7-2-6 for me in the superfecta. 11-7-2-6 super. Top selection, 11 horse Chewing Gum. 7-year-old horse by Candy Ride. Belmont trains. Jose Lascano gets to mount. The horse's most recent outing came 10th of September at Kentucky Downs. 6 furlongs in the Kentucky Turf Sprint Stakes, and he finished 8th by 6 lengths. He didn't break that well, which is sometimes a thing with him. He sat back out of it early. He moved a little bit late, but it wasn't anything spectacular. Coming to Aqueduct with his horse, ran very well in the fall last year. On a better turf course, I'm going to give him another shot. 2 back in the Aqueduct Cup at Woodbine, 7 furlongs, 23rd July. First start since New Year's Day. He finished 4th by 4.5 lengths. He didn't break so well, was closing up well late, but he still needed something. I've seen better races from him and worse races. And then opening on New Year's Day at Santa Anita, 6.5 in the Joe Hernandez. He won by a nose. He timed the race perfectly on Bartolo Spoli, quickened up nicely, and he went away with it. A very good race from there. And then the Aqueduct Turf Sprint Championship, he finished 3rd by 2 lengths over the 6 furlongs here. He was stupidly wide, but was closing up well behind Arrest Me Red, who actually won this race last year quite nicely. But coming here, he'll see a good pace to close up with. At 8-1, we'll use him. I think you also have to use the number 7 horse here, Thin White Duke. I love his victory in the Lucky Coin last time out at Saratoga. And in the Troy, I thought he was a little bit unlucky, but he was getting to Golden Pal late. He has some forwardly pace. If they want to use it, that would be kind of good if the turf course is very soft. We'll use him in that pick 6. But to recount my selection for the 9th from Aqueduct, it's the Belmont Turf Sprint. Let's take the 11 horse here, who is Chewing Gum. Give kudos to the 7 horse Thin White Duke. 11-7-2-6 super. 11-7 in your multi-race. The 10th event now from Belmont, the Big A. It is the Champagne Stakes. It's a grade 1 event going for a purse of $500,000. Races for 2-year-olds here. We have a field of 6 horses going to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or the mile trip on the Aqueduct main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here in the Champagne. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Champion's Dream. Let's go 4-6-3-1 in the superfecta. 4-6-3-1 super. Top selection of 4-horse Champion's Dream. This 2-year-old colt by Justified. Danny Gargan trains. Manny Franco gets the mount. The horse's most and only outing came the 3rd of September at Saratoga. 7 furlongs in the main special weight for $105,000. Won by 2 1/4 lengths. He quarter-horsed out of the gate, dueling well. He quickened up nicely. 74 Byron debut. I thought it was a good race. Since the last run, he's had some quite quick workouts. A half-mile drill last week in 47.3 on the main track at the Spa, and a half-mile drill in 47 flat, the best out of 26. Coming here, if the track's wet, the speed's going to hold up. I'm going to use him on the ticket. I think also you have to use the 6-horse Gulfport. Jose Ortiz on this one for Steve Absison. He's making his 4th starts against stakes race. I wouldn't call them stakes quality horses a 2-year-old yet. Some of these horses, as they get older, probably won't be running stakes races, but some of them might be winning derbies. You never know. But Gulfport most recently ran the hopeful on closing day on the stop, where he finished second by 3 lengths. He just couldn't keep up late. He had a little bit of a wide trip, but he ran his heart out behind Forte. And then the Saratoga Special, he finished second by 3 1/4 lengths, where he just couldn't get there, and he had to check a few times. If he didn't have to check it, he probably would have made the race a little bit more interesting than he did. But he won the Bassford Manor at Churchill on the 4th of July very, very nicely on the front end all throughout. He has some speed if he wants to use it. If the track is wet, I would like to see him use it. We'll have to use him in the multi-race. But to recount my selection for the 10th from Aqueduct, it's the Grade 1 Champagne. Let's take the 4-horse Champion's Dream. Give kudos to the 6-horse Gulfport. Where are we? 4-6-3-1 Super, 4-6 in your multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingCat5. Good luck, everybody.